here at Daviso Insurance Group, and it has been months since I've done a video. The end of the year, usually when things die down or come to the end of the year, it usually seems like it's pretty slow, but it's just crazy busy. Anyways, let me start off by saying it's January, going into our second week. I hope everybody had a good Christmas, a good Hanukkah, a great New Year, and for most of us, I think we're starting off the new year with a bit of a freeze and some snow. So I just want to give praise to all the door knockers out there. I remember those days of long johns under my clothes and scarves and gloves and hats and driving around and going from house to house, especially in some of the inner city where they don't really plow that much, so the roads are bumpy from ice and cars on either side of the road. You're trying not to take off a mirror or something, but anyways, be safe out there. Not knocking field sales. It's still a great way to make a living, but when the weather comes around like this and this time of year and I'm looking out my window and there's snow everywhere and we're supposed to turn to freezing rain again later this week, and then on Saturday 70% chance of snow. I'm actually kind of looking forward to it. I like the snow. I know a lot of people don't like winter. In fact, after New Year's it could get warm and sunny again, but listen, it is what it is. You can't control Mother Nature, and for me, if it's going to be winter time, I'd want it to be snow, especially when we have hills on either side of our house. So my girls like to go sledding, and I like to go sledding too. So I'm looking forward to Saturday so we can hit the hill right on the side of our house and have some fun. Anyways, the reason I want to make this video today is on the Mondays and Fridays, I do a lot of my recruiting and phone interviews and things like that. And thinking it's been time for a video, so this popped in my head today, and I thought I'd just make an information video. Of course, I'm going to try and recruit a little bit. It's what I do. It's what these videos are for. But I'm going to spend more time today, and this shouldn't be that long, but I'm going to spend more time today on a topic for telesales that I think is one that agents overlook, but it is such a big key to success, really, in any phone sales job. Now listen, I am not a guru. I've only been doing telesales for 6-7 years, so I'm by far not a guru, but I do know our business. I do know the telesales side of it. I'm pretty confident in our program, but the biggest thing I'm confident in is me. And meaning when I get on the phone, I'm confident in my product, my system, and how I use it. And excuse me. So one New Year's resolution, by the way, is to not cough so much in my videos, according to my wife. So I'm gonna work really hard on that, all right? But anyways, so if you probably already know by the title of this video that I'm gonna discuss voice inflection and how important it is over the phone. It really is a deal killer if you don't master voice inflection. And we a lot of times don't think about it because, frankly, if you ever heard yourself on a recording or you watch yourself on a video, you're kind of like, we don't really like the way we sound. We don't like the way we look. I guess it's just human nature. So it's a difficult thing to master, but if you're going to be good at telesales, any type of telesales, you got to master it. And so, if you're known to be kind of monotone, soft-spoken, if you're known to be kind of a jerk, you can come off a little jerky on the phone. Those two extremes, they're not good for phone sales. Now, I'm not saying I'm perfect at it, but I do know that when I'm on the phone, I do know when to enunciate more. I do know when to talk slower so my customer can understand what I'm saying. And I combine that with enunciation. And as much as it sounds weird to me, it really helps the customer understand you when you're on the phone. So let me just minimize this here. I pulled up some articles on voice inflection, Actually, let me wait here because I want to give you an example. This is why I said it's going to be short and sweet, I think. I always do these videos off the cuff, so it's never scripted. But when it comes to phone sales, I always say that the phone, which today's, it's not like click, 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 hello, operator, it's dialing, right? Whether it's your cell phone or in our system, we use a dialer. But regardless, a phone is a megaphone. So it really does pick up how you're feeling. Even if you're having a really bad day, you're down in the dumps, you're just depressed. We all get there, some more than others. But even if you really try to come off excited and exuberant and joyful and really passionate, if you're really not feeling it, if you're really not into it, the phone is going to pick it up. And that means your customer is going to pick it up too. The other reason you want to have inflections in your voice is you can't see what's going on the other side of the phone. You don't know what your customer's doing. You don't know if they've got you on mute and they're talking to the grandkids while you're yep. Yeah, they don't know. You don't know if they're, they got Maury on or Judge Judy on mute, and they're just kind of, being nice. A lot of people will sit and listen to you and talk to you, not because they're interested. They're too nice to hang up the phone or tell you they're not interested, or they really just want someone to talk to or listen to. And, it's the truth. So that's why you have to keep them engaged. And voice inflection is what does it. Voice inflection also helps steer your customer into what you want them to do. And that's another big part of our telesales system, which I'll do in another video. But you have to be able to control the call without being rude and demanding. I heard an example of that yesterday where I was listening to one of our agents and they were trying to control the call. I get it, but kind of came off a little bit rude and demanding. In another video, I'm going to do keywords and phrases. Verbiage, just like voice inflection, verbiage is huge in what we do. Huge. The smallest keywords, the smallest of verbiage is a mountain of analytics that you need to be successful in telesales. It is not about just being a closer. There's so many factors that go into being a good telesales salesperson. But let's get back to this topic, is voice inflection. If you're boring and you're monotone, that's how they're going to be. They're going to lose interest. If you're, like I'm doing right now, zoning out, if you're stuttering, stammering, if you're not really paying attention to the customer and you're just focused on your script, that's going to drop your tone. Anything like that is going to set the precedence for that sales call. And let's face it, we're talking about death, and there's no body language, there's no visual charts or books or anything you can show the customer. It's just you and your voice. That's all you have. Sorry for the close-up of my palm. But anyways, I want you to get the point. Here's a prime example of voice inflection. I used this yesterday, so let's see if you can see the difference, okay? There's a part in our script where we set up the billing date for the customer. Now, doing my research, which I'm going to show you here in a minute, doing my research online, I came across some articles about why final expense telesales is dead, why it's never going to work, why the persistency is bad. And again, if you go pull those authors up of those articles and you research them, they either have zero experience in final expense telesales or very, very little. If someone hasn't done true final expense telesales for at least a year, I would print that article off, use it in your fireplace. It's about as good as it's good for. No offense, authors, if you're watching this and you've done those articles, you know I'm right. If you have zero to very little experience in telesales, how can you speak about that? So, when I was doing the research and looking for this, I found those articles. The reason persistency is all that, the reason persistency is bad which it isn't, okay? And I know the gurus are going to say, well, I talk to major people at my carriers, and they tell me that it's this percent and that percent. They're looking at the broad. I'm talking about us right here, okay? So as you notice, I got a new hat too. I don't mean to be informal on here, but I just got this for Christmas. My daughter made it or ordered it. She didn't make it, but I think a little help from Santa, my wife. But I thought I'd represent. Anyways, so if you, what was I discussing? So, got it. Persistency. So persistency is bad, whether it's over the phone or in the field, if you don't know what you're doing when it comes to the billing. And a lot of agents don't know what they're doing when it comes to the billing. Our customers get paid, and I'm not getting off track here. I'm going to bring this back real quick because I don't want to make this an hour video. But our customers typically get their income on the 1st or the 3rd of every month, or on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, or 4th Wednesday of every month. Now, most carriers today have implemented being able to bill on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, or 4th Wednesday of every month. You want to do that. So we have a part in our script where, it goes yada, 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 yada. And, so your payment has to be set up. And here, I'm going to give you a nugget. So if you want to get something to write this down, this is a good one. Because you can use this in the field too. But we say now your payment does have to be set up on a date that you're comfortable with, Mary. So when do you get your income? And they'll say, well, I don't get it till the 3rd. Today's January 9th. So, they'll say, well, I don't get it till next month on the 3rd. And then we go and we say, great. So I'm going to set your first payment up for February 3rd, next month. I'm going to set your first payment up for the 3rd of next month. And then we'll just do the billing on the 3rd of every month thereafter. And then we keep going with our script. So let me do that again. So your payment does have to be set up, Mary, for a date that you're comfortable with. So let me ask you, when do you get your income? Well, I get it on the 3rd of every month. That's great, fantastic. So we're going to set your first payment up for February 3rd, next month, and then it'll be due on the 3rd of every month thereafter. And then we go on with our script. Excuse me, another Christmas gift. Awesome hugs. Anyways, so that's how I say it. That's, if you hear, and you may not have picked up on it, I'm not even implementing a sense of asking them a question. I'm telling them, and they're fine with it. Now, here's what some other agents of ours do and have issues with. They'll say, now, your payment does have to be set up for a date that you're comfortable with. And let me pause here. I'm not being a smartass. I'm not exaggerating one bit. I listen to calls all day long from our agents. So I'm saying it like how some agents in my mind I'm thinking of do it, and I'll tell you why it's the kiss of death. So they'll say, now, your payment does have to be set up for a date that you're comfortable with. So let me ask you, when do you get your income? Oh, I get it on the 3rd. Okay, Mary, so is it okay if we set it up for February 3rd or, yeah, let's do that. Well, let's make it the 4th or the 5th. Let's do that. I want to make sure the money's there. Oh, okay, all right, yeah, so we can do that. Yeah, let's do the 5th. Now that I know I'm being a little cheesy and, stupid, but you get my point. You hear how that goes? No control whatsoever. And that agent set that tone by the way they went through the script and made it into a question instead of a statement. That is voice inflection. And I see that every day. Sales come across my desk. I look at the billing date and I go, February 5th, February 4th. Then I'm on messaging the agent. Hey, why are we doing Mary Smith's February 4th? I go, well, and some of them even say, I know, I'm sorry. I lost my train of thought and I didn't read the script right. I mean, I will say this. Most agents coming on my program know cut the bullshit with me. Excuse my language, but I'll be straight up and real with you. I want you to do the same thing with me because I also know what the answer is. If you sit there and say, well, she insisted she wanted the 5th and that was it. No. You gave her that opportunity. That's what you did. I know it every single time. In fact, I know it so much that sometimes I have called the customer. Hey, Mary, this is Todd with customer care with XYZ company. You just enrolled in a policy with us. I just wanted to call first and congratulate you. I'm so happy for you. And I just wanted to let you know that we're on top of your application. We're getting it processed right now. We're going to get that policy out in the mail to you. I go, oh, great. Say, hey, one thing though is I noticed on your application that your billing date is set for February 5th. And they'll probably cut it and say, yeah. Okay, so you get your Social Security deposit on the 3rd, correct? And typically they'll say, yeah, that's right. I say, okay, well, just so you know, we have to do the billing day on the 3rd of every month. It's just the policy that we have in place. So I got to switch it to February 3rd, but you're fine, right? Because you get your deposit on that date. If anything, they're going to say, well, I only did that because I want to make sure that the money's there and it's not late. And then I rebut and say, oh, it's always there. If one thing government does that's good is they're never late paying you. If anything, they're early paying you. So trust us, we're not going to bill you beforehand. It's always going to be on the 3rd. Or if the 3rd falls on a Saturday, Sunday, or a holiday, we're going to bill you the following business day. And Mary is so happy and she loves me and she's like, oh, that's a great idea. That's why the money's there. Boom, done. It's that simple. It's confidence. Well, sorry if I just hit the mic too hard. It's confidence. That's all it is. And especially if you come on our program, I can't stress enough. Follow the script, have fun, get good at voice inflection. Otherwise, this is going to be terrible. Now, those agents who are or were on our program that they just couldn't get into that voice inflection, I would tell them. I'd see it. I even have a couple agents in mind where it was case after case after case coming in. The 15th, the 18th, the 4th, the 5th. And I would tell them eventually, because I'm 43 years old. My birthday was December 28th, so if you want to, wish me a happy birthday, whatever, it's fine. I'm just kidding. But I'm 43 years old. I'm way too tired now of all the years in this business of trying to just pound it into agents' head. This is how it works. Because we do that through our training, through the pre-training and through the ongoing training, through our message board. So I'm just at that point where it's like, I'll tell you how to do this. If you're not going to listen or not going to apply it, I don't have time. I got to help those who are listening. You can be on my program. You're just not going to run the new leads. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just business. But at the end of the day, we're teaching you how to make money on the phone, online, with our system. That's all we're trying to do. And I would tell that agent that. I would say, listen, you're setting yourself up for a landslide of chargebacks. I've been right every single time. And it sucks. Because those agents aren't with us anymore because, I can't do this. But I feel it too. I got to eat those chargebacks too. It's no fun. So voice inflection is huge. Same thing when you first answer the phone. When they answer the phone on our dialer. We don't say, hi, can I speak to Mrs. Jones, please? Hi, is Mrs. Jones there, please? No. In fact, I'm going to play you a quick audio clip. Whatever name pops up on the dialer, Mary Jones, we say, hey, Mary. And then they're like, hey, Mary, this is Todd. I'm returning your call from the Insure America program. We're not all Debbie the Time Life operator and, asking for Mr. and Mrs. Jones. You're going to come off like a telemarketer. You're going to come off like you're trying to sell them something. And then they're going to treat you like that. You've got to be in control, and voice inflection is how you start mastering telesales. Now let me minimize my big nose here. I'll show you a couple things, and I'll just end this video. Because there's only so much I could talk about when it comes to voice inflection. But first thing is, let's start over here. If you really, really want to do your own training or get good, you're in final expense telesales or you're in any telesales, here's some really good places to go to get some training. The first one, I mean, it's great for everything. It's great for dummies. Literally, dummies. Improve your inflection on the phone. This is such a great article, and I skimmed through it. And it tells me that I'm on the right track because I'm like, yep, I'm reading stuff. I'm like, yep, that's right. Yep, that's right. Yep. So if you just go through the first few things, almost the entire message you project to a customer over the phone is communicated through your tone of voice. That's it. When I'm done with a full-on phone presentation, I'm a bit exhausted. I'm a bit tired. I'm not like, ugh. But it's because I put everything into that one call. That's why it's also good to invest in wireless headset. You can go to Amazon, eBay. I mean, Amazon's the best. Logitech is the best. You can get them for $50 to $80 online. Good Logitech headsets. The H800, H900, very good for less than $100. If you're just starting out your career, don't sweat it. You can use these Apple iBuds. If you have an iPhone, you have these somewhere. Or you can go to even our grocery store, Giant Eagle, which is like a Kroger. They sell nice headsets for $15. You got to plug them into your computer. Anyways, I'm getting off track. So, but you want to be able to get into the call. Voice inflection helps if you can get into the call. You notice I do a lot of talking with my hands and I'm moving around in these videos. That's how I am on the phone. That's what gets you going. It's also fun. Look here. So slow speed and low pitch communicate the message. I'm depressed and I want to be left alone. And I don't think I'm going to sell this person life insurance. They've already given me some objections. So I just want to move on to the next call and hopefully I'll find a lay down because I just can't sell. All right, you get my point. But high pitch and emphatic voice says, I'm enthusiastic about this subject. You see what I mean? It's death. Yes, I get it. No one's enthusiastic about dying. But you have to be passionate. Otherwise, the customer's not going to be passionate. An abrupt speed and a loud tone says, I'm angry, not open to input. That's what I was saying before when I talked to agents on the initial phone interview, which I'm going to give you a little tip here in a minute. When I talk to agents on the initial phone interview, if they're really abrasive and rude, like I get some agents where I'm like, hey, this is Todd. I'm calling you back from the Davis Insurance Group. You inquired about our final expense telesales program. And, they're so confident, like, yeah, buddy, how you doing? Yeah, so tell me, buddy, tell me about your program. What do you got? I am not exaggerating. I have agents who do that. I literally just want to be like, okay, bye. Because that's not going to go over well with our customers, let alone it already tells me that the arrogance is just, we won't be able to work together that well, all right? You do have to take some guidance from me, but high pitch combined with drawn out speed conveys, I don't believe what I'm hearing. Let's say that again. High pitched combined with drawn out speed conveys, I don't believe what I'm hearing. Meaning, and I say this all the time, if any of my current agents are watching this, they're going to agree with me. I'll be on the message board saying, stop talking. Short and sweet. If they ask you a question, just answer it. The longer and more drawn out you go, and the quicker you're going over it, it shows you're not confident. It throws up huge red flags to the customers because you're listening. It tells the customer you're just trying to confuse them. And the customer may not even know that, but that's what they're going to start feeling. It's confidence, short and sweet. It doesn't take long after a customer hears the tone of your voice to pick up on your attitude. I said that earlier. When you first get into the call, you have about 5 seconds to set that tone. Now, maybe a little longer in times, okay? But you have got to be on your game. That's why I always encourage a lot of my agents, and sometimes I just do it for them, but I encourage them to jump on one of our other campaigns besides the brand new leads. We have 4 campaigns, different lead ages. All the same type of leads, but different lead ages. If you're in the field, it's what you would call like bonus leads or CPO leads or gold leads. We call ours gold leads. So I encourage agents every morning, for sure, every Monday morning, to start off on those. shake the willies off and, the eye boogers and, practice. It's not about warm up. Like in football, if you've been to a football game early, they're out there and the dude's out there kicking the field goals from the 50-yard line. The quarterback's throwing, long Hail Marys. It's not because they're practicing that for the game. It's like they're really just throwing themselves into it to warm up. So when I get on the gold leads, there's so many leads in our gold leads. I mean, thousands, I think tens of thousands now, that I'm going to practice. I'm going to throw some wild rebuttals out there. I'm going to say some things, maybe, a little off the cusp there, just to see how it works. But I want to get some no's. I want to get hung up on. I want to get some people to tell me, no, I'm not interested. No, I'm not interested. I might even want to do a presentation and get a no before I go jump on the new leads. Because that's my warm up. And it also, I can reflect. If I hang up on a call or a customer hangs up on me, I can sit there and reflect, all right, I should have done this, I should have done that. I should have said this, I should have acted this way. But it always comes down to voice inflection. I get a lot of people even that tell me, hey Todd, I've seen all your YouTube videos, I really like your videos. What you see in these videos, this is me. You talk to me, you meet me in person, this is me. This is my personality. A little wacky, maybe, I guess strange, I get it, I don't know. Someone said you got to be kind of strange to sell final expense. Strange and weird. I think some of the good agents will even agree. But this is me. I see all these other videos on YouTube in our industry, and I'm not calling any one person out. I'm really not. But I see other videos, and I'll know of them or have talked to them before, and I'm just like, dude, who is this person? Like, be yourself. Be yourself. That's all you should be. Anyways, so right here, little tip. Developing excellent telephone customer service in both tone and words is one of the most valuable business skills you can acquire. I think I kind of said something like that, if not pretty spot on, at the beginning of this. Voice inflection is so key to phone sales. It really is. And if you don't know if you have a phone sales personality, ask people you trust and ask them to be honest with you. And don't be afraid to get your feelings hurt, because people that you trust their opinion, you've probably talked to them on your phone. I mean, I have friends, I have people I know that I'd rather not talk to them on the phone. It's boring. Or they talk too much and they don't let you get a word in. It's all things like that. Or I've done that before where I've messaged agents. I'm like, hey, let the customer talk. You're kind of freaking talking too much. Excuse me. Okay, so let's go on. Let's see. Here's another one. This is great. Number one, numero uno, right there. Right here, use your voice as a tool to communicate. Did you know that you can change the entire meaning of a word or a sentence simply by using what's called inflection? Inflection is a change in the pitch or tone of your voice at different times throughout the call. This is what I've been saying. I gave you an example of asking or telling them the billing date. The way you say it and how you say it determines whether you get them to do the billing date you want or they tell you what billing date you want. And once you leave that door open for them to make their own decision, there's no going back on your end. But I frankly can't, if you're an agent of ours, I can't call all your customers and fix your billing dates for you. I could, but come on, we're big boys and girls. You should control your own business. So inflection. If I had a horse here in front of me right now, I'd probably be beating it, because you can only talk so much about inflection. Let's go over one more thing here. All right, telephone sales skills. Now, this is a little more long and drawn out, but this is another great article that goes over voice skills, exercises, not just how to get more business over the phone, but getting it by using your voice, okay? So if you're in telesales right now, I just gave you 3 great sites to go to. You can simply just go. I'll try and put these here in the bottom of the link of YouTube. If not, you can see them right here. But these are 3 great articles. If you're doing phone sales, especially phone final expense telesales, and you show up, whether it's to your computer or to your office or whatever, and you do the same thing every day, and your numbers suck, and you're not making any money, and you hate what you do, you either need to start investing in some education or get out of the business, because it's not going to get any better. You're doing something wrong. It's not the leads, it's not the customer, it's might be your training, but this is a big part of training, okay? You can't just call on leads and think you're gonna make $100,000 a year selling over the phone because it sounds so beautiful and sweet and comfortable and, you know, all the good things about telesales. You still have to do your work outside of that. And these are 3 places to start. Now let me finish with, I'm gonna play one for you. Not the whole thing, like literally like a minute, if that. But here we go into one of our 2 training tools here at Dig. And this is kind of our resource center. You can see our Platinum Partner Program. It has all of these files in here, a lot of stuff in here that it's frankly a little bit overwhelming. But one thing we have in here, and you get this for training, one thing we have in here is our sales calls. And I like to put sales calls in here. And there's sales calls in here that we didn't close. So I don't want you to think like, oh, those are the golden goose sales calls. No, they're not at all. In fact, a lot of times when an agent makes a sale, I'll say, hey, is it all right if I put that in the sales call? I don't even listen to them. I don't have time because I trust my agent, especially if they made the sale. And I want new agents to hear different agents' voice inflections and variations, accents. We have agents with accents on our program that are selling. It shows that it works. But here's one that I did. This was last year. Now, you're going to have to turn your sound up because I don't know why I tested this and they're kind of hard to hear. But let's start at the beginning so you can hear how I start the call. And then I'll click anywhere around on here so you can just hear throughout the call how the call was going. I barely remember this one, but here we go.
Yeah. Hey, Arlene, this is Todd. I'm returning your call from the Insure America program. You've recently spoken with one of our representatives named Frank regarding changes to the Social Security death benefit for people ages 50 to 80.
Oh, yeah.
Just to remind you.
Yeah.
Go on. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm all right. Go ahead.
All right. Just to remind you, they told you this program.
All right, now see, a couple quick things there. One is I'm kind of nonchalant, but I called her by Arlene, not Mrs. or are you there or, you know, is this Arlene? Just say the name. It's the little things right there that matter when it comes to telesales. But the other thing is when I was telling her why I was calling, I gave a long 1.5 second pause. I don't care if she remembers or not, but I don't want to, you got to think about it. You're doing call after call after call, right? She's not. She's in the kitchen baking, her cell phone rings. Who's that? You know, you don't want to be like, hey, Arlene, this is Todd with the Sure America program. How you doing today? How you feeling today? Well, listen, I was calling you. And she's literally like, oh, what? And they're not hearing you. That's when they hang up. You got to be in control. You got to enunciate. And and then I give them just a little bit of time to remember. You saw the second time I paused. She says, oh, yeah. Now listen to what she does say. Okay, I want you to pay attention to this next part.
Help folks who maybe turned down these final expense plans before and did ask if it's okay to have a licensed advisor. Reach out, just go over some of the benefit options and plan pricing, which is why I was calling you today.
Yeah, I told him that I had private insurance.
Okay.
Life insurance, yeah.
Right, okay. That's good. A lot of people we talk to don't have anything in place.
Oh, yeah, I do.
You notice what I did there is I let her say what she had to say. And I hear this too with a lot of agents. They're so quick to get into the presentation. And I know this because I'm listening in on our calls throughout the day. So I'm a third party listening to the agent and the customer interact. And right there, I would sometimes have agents just keep barreling through it. They didn't hear what they're hearing from the customer is that the customer already has a plan in place. And I have agents messaging me, all these customers already have insurance in place. Yeah, that's called a sale. That's a good thing. But she says, I already have private insurance in place. Now, right away, I already know, lady's not understanding what I'm calling for. But we have a phrase here. It's called agree and proceed. Agree and proceed. That's exactly what I did. I acknowledged it. I said, oh, okay, great. Yeah, most people we talk to already have insurance in place. And then I keep going. Now I know you, if you're a veteran agent or you're here, 4 or 5 years into it, you may still have that mindset that, well, I need to go out and find people that have no life insurance. Those are the best sales. You're trained wrong, okay? Now I'm not saying they can't be sold, but the people who have a policy, they buy insurance. Those who have 3 different policies with 3 different companies, they love insurance. Those are the buyers. So many agents, when they hear the customer say, well, I have insurance already, they go, I just want to go to the next house now. I just want to get on to the next call. There's not a buy here. I'm not going to make any money. My rent's due. That's the wrong thinking. When you have that customer in front of you, whether it's in front of you or on the phone, again, you can take this in the home too. You're already there. You already have a prospect in front of you. You need to treat it like it's the only prospect you're going to talk to today. Plus, you can get good practice. Hit your presentation up. Remember I said before about how I go into the gold leads or the bonus leads, get the practice going? This is good practice. All right? Let's a little bit more. Let's listen.
Before we continue, though, there's a security answer that I'm supposed to give you, so that way you know you're talking with the right person, and it was your hobby, which is reading. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, one thing. This is an avatar lead. As of the date of this video, 99% of our leads are our TV leads. But if you notice, she already acknowledged, oh, yeah, that's right. Even though she said, I already have private insurance, but she acknowledged she knows why I'm calling. I still went on concisely, and so she understood me, and I told her password, her security password. And she said, oh, yeah.
Well, now, I had your full name as Arlene Scott. Is that correct?
Arlene B. Scott.
B. Scott. All right.
Yeah, middle initial.
Okay. And then just to verify, I have your address as 1220 Carthage Drive. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And that's Jacksonville, Florida 32218.
Again, you see, I'm going through this in command and detailed. I still hear some of my agents today, they blow through that. Guess why it's so important to get the correct address? They'd like to get their policy. I got a guy right now. He was going to cancel anyways, but blowing me up since Friday. Today's Tuesday. Because we drafted his first payment last week. He still doesn't have his policy. Now, that had nothing to do with address because we told him, and it's the bottom of his welcome packet, after your first draft, your policy will be sent out. Now, some carriers send it out ahead of time, but anyways, they don't get their policy. That's like paying for a car payment, and you're still waiting on your car to be delivered so you can drive it. You're not going to keep paying on it. Anyways.
Yes.
All right, fantastic. So what, you like reading? What do you like to read?
I like to read just about anything except some old weird books.
Yes, that is my cheesy laugh. It's what we call a courtesy laugh.
I'll tell you what, I am completely addicted to tabloid magazines. That's my reading, which is sad to say. I should be reading something a little more educational, but can't help it when I'm going through the grocery line. It just seems to what I pick up.
Really? You believe all that?
I don't. I actually don't believe all of it because it's just fascinating the stories that they come up with. But I don't know.
My one rule of thumb is to say never talk about yourself, only talk about them. I'm kind of breaking it right here. But you see, I got her engaged. She's laughing a little bit. But you'll notice I don't sit there and go on and on and on and on. When agents do that, when they see the customers engaged in them, the agent, they tend to keep talking. I know I'm going off track here. I know this is about influence, but I don't know. I thought this is pretty good stuff you'd want to hear. But when they keep going on and on and on and on and on, it's because they're nervous to get into the pitch because they know I'm going to have to close them. I'm going to have to ask for the money. But the customer sees that this is a megaphone. They can feel your lack of confidence.
I'll even pick up a national flyer every now and then.
I was going to say, don't tell me, don't tell me to inquire.
Because I read the cover stories, I'm like, no way. I don't believe Arnold Schwarzenegger has 3 years. I got to read about that.
3 years for what?
No, 3 years. I was just kidding.
Oh.
Because some of their stories are still way out there. Well, Arlene, were you looking for this information?
Okay, so you see, bad joke. We hit a dead spot. Let's get on with it.
Just for your or for you in a level house?
No, I have coverage for myself and my grandson, who I had since he was 18 months, and he is now 12 years old.
Oh wow. Okay.
So go ahead.
Do you have your funeral, burial, and final arrangements planned out at all?
Yes, with my daughter. Yes.
Okay, but I mean, do you have it like archived or pre-planned, or you just told your daughter?
I just got this living will, where you write it up.
Fantastic. Well, what was it about the burial life insurance that had you concerned?
I don't know. I don't know if it was because I was paying too much, but then I said to myself, I like to leave a little for my daughter, And that's how I thought about it. Living off of Social Security disability is really not too much you can do, but you gotta have yourself covered.
Again, I'm literally going off the cusp here, but this is good stuff here. Again, this last year I forgot this call, but a couple key things there. One, I'm letting her talk. You notice, which some agents have this really bad habit of, while the customer's talking, they're going, That's like a nervous twitch. Don't do that. Let the customer talk. See, look she's giving me great information. She has insurance on her and her grandson. She has Social Security disability. Ding, 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 ding. So she has an income for you newbies. She'd like to leave a little for her daughter. How important is that? One, I'm going to use her daughter throughout the pitch because that's her concern. That's what she's thinking about. And she has a grandson. So I got 2 people I can use. Look we're 4 minutes, 14 seconds in. Look at all the information I'm getting already. I'm literally following my script. I'm following my training. I follow what I preach.
You know what I'm saying?
You're exactly right. And 90% of the people that we talk to and we're able to help are on a fixed income like Social Security or disability.
So I just let her know that, hey, in your position, Arlene, we help people like you all day, every day. I'm closing.
You're one of the ones who are benefiting that you actually have something in place. A lot of folks who talk to you have no coverage at all. So I'm glad you have something in place. Now, how long have you had your current plan?
Let's just jump ahead because I want to get to one more thing. And like I said, I don't want to keep this too long. We might even be in an hour already. But I, too, have to get back to work, too. So let's just jump right to the middle. Let's see what's going on here. So we'll go 24 minutes in.
Only the past 12 months.
All right, these are health questions.
The 3 best programs and rates. And when I come back on the line, Arlene, we're going to talk Sciatica.
Oh, I never say that word right. It's a back issue.
Sciatica.
Sciatica.
They're taken for your depression.
I'm just bouncing around.
Widow, single, or divorced?
Well, I've been divorced so long, I guess I'm single.
How long you been divorced for?
Whew, almost, almost 20 years,
Oh wow, long time. How long were you guys married for?
17.
Okay, both a long time. Um,
Yeah, unfortunately.
yeah, yeah. I'm sure it's not easy. Fortunately, I haven't had to go through it. Not yet, at least. She still puts up with me, so I'm doing something right.
Yeah, at least you're doing something right.
Well, now I know you said that you had your living will. Um, Let me ask you another question. Have you ever had to pay for a loved one's funeral, or plan a loved one's funeral, or even lost a loved one?
No.
Well, that's good. You're fortunate. Excellent. Well, let's get started with some discount questions. They're pretty simple, like this first one. Have you medical expenses for things like that? So you know what you're paying out of pocket, right?
All right. Anyways, you get the point. I don't want to give away my entire script on here, okay? But you get the point. Voice inflection. Learn it, okay? Now, guess what's coming next? Recruiting. We'll only spend a minute on it. But if you want to learn the art of telesales, we will teach you. Hopefully just what you've seen here in some of our videos shows you that we're not all talk. I don't sit behind a desk and just recruit all day, okay? Despite maybe what others say, which I really don't freaking care. I'm going to teach you exactly what works with our system, okay? And hopefully just in this video you see that who else is teaching these little things that are so important. Voice inflection. You'll see in one of my other videos, verbiage. It is not just about, well, they need to like you, they need to trust you. Yeah, they do, but this is final expense. We're not selling annuities. You got to close them on the spot. And it's a whole component of things. I've said this in other videos and even in my training. The selling of a customer is like the perfect recipe. It has a lot of ingredients that go into it. If you miss just one, the whole recipe's off. Okay? So it's not about making the dials, talking on the phone. You know, it is a whole bunch of things. And that's what we teach you here. So with our program, I showed you, we have actual sales calls you can listen to. Okay? And there's a bunch of them. And they're updated all the time. There's even calls in there that says sales call to no sale. That means I tried to save a deal for an agent. I had him transfer him to me, and I couldn't close him. Not save a deal, but I tried to help close a deal for an agent. I couldn't close him. But you can hear the rebuttals, and you can hear I'm not really getting frustrated. I'm staying in charge. All right. The next thing that we have here is our DIG Training Academy. Step by step. You like these videos like this? Almost as if I was in your office or your home, helping you get set up step by step by step. This is it right here. I should change it. Instead of DIG Training Academy, it should be DIG Training Academy for Dummies. And I mean that with the utmost respect. But it really is dumbed down. It is literally step by step by step how to get set up. It tells you, okay, now at this point, email us at info@davidsoneinsurancegroup.com and ask for this. And the next you know, boom, in your email, you get an invite to register for this, and then that, and then all set up. And then there's even a checklist for you to go down. Now, are you sitting there going, man, this training sounds like a lot. I just want to get on the phone and sell. I've had agents go through this training in a day. In fact, when we give you the training link, you are required to have your one-on-one training with moi in a week. And then after that one-on-one training on that very same day, you are required to get on the dialer and start dialing. So, how long does all this take from contracting to getting on board? 1 to 2 weeks. The training, though, it's endless. It goes on and on and on and on. I don't want to get off topic. I know I'm already I'm going on long here. But anyways, I want to wish you guys a Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and all that other stuff. If you are looking for a new opportunity, maybe we're it. I will tell you this, we are not a hire-all company. You have to go through some steps, and at the end of the day, it matters on whether I feel we can work together. And you two, we interview each other. But I'm not looking anymore to bring on every Tom, Dick, and Harry. I get it. Some people are like, I really just give me the opportunity. I want to make it happen. I need this opportunity. But at the end of the day, in all the years I've been doing this, I know right here if you're going to be able to succeed at this. Have I been proven wrong at times? Of course I have. But this is an exclusive opportunity, not inclusive. So you got to go through the steps. You got to pass the smell test, and then we can rock and roll. And if you don't get the opportunity with us, please don't take it personal. It actually is more of a benefit for you to go find an opportunity that is going to be beneficial for you, because I just feel this won't be. Okay? So, if you want to start that process, just reach out to us. You can reach us here. Just put a message in. You can go to our website, which I'll put in here too, but it's davisoinsurancegroup.com. Daviso is spelled D-A-V-I-S-O. Let's see if that comes up even more. It's working. It's our holy grail. Wow. D as in David, A, V as in victory, I, S as in Sam, O. I'd rather you go to our website to inquire versus calling us, because I have another video that's going to show you our system in detail, break everything down, what's expected of you, what you can expect of us. Go to our website, fill out the contact us request, put some notes in there if you want. But once we get that, and you got to put your email. But once we get that, we'll turn around, we'll send you a video that'll show you our program, and then it'll tell you what to do from there. So I appreciate you watching this. If I don't hear from you, I wish you great success in 2018, and maybe we'll do some business later down the road.